Oh, twice. Once in the nursing home.
I'm not going to debate this. I don't think it's relevant.
But I mean, that's how concerned she is about the aunt. Nice thing to tell a dying woman.
That's a lie.
I was standing there, Barbara. It was on speaker.
Oh,
she's so dramatic.
When I heard that,
oh my God.
So what are y'all most upset about?
Okay, the lying. She used me as an excuse, told everybody that I asked my aunt for an advance on my inheritance, which I would never do. I never asked her for
Linda
that.
said that was the basis of all these changes, was the fact that Carol had asked my aunt for her inheritance.
Just don't ask people for their
address that.
Did you do that?
No.
You didn't ask her for a $30,000 advance?
No, never. You just... It's morally wrong. You just don't ask people for inheritance.
Morally wrong, yes, but the liar here is not me.
Oh,
what happened
well, it
was,
ain't.
excuse me, I'm talking now. What happened was my aunt told me I have no reason to fabricate, nor would it occur to me to fabricate something like that. And I just said, that's what she asked for. I told Patty, I didn't tell everybody, I told
One
Patty.
of you's lying.
Right, I would be
and
embarrassed if it
unfortunately,
came out that I asked my aunt for $30,000 on her deathbed.
So you think she's lying because...
Absolutely.
What? Like, you didn't do any of the other lies?
Which lies?
Okay, the lies about, Aunt Virginia paid for the down payment on my house.
She told me that.
There was no down payment.
She told me that. She told me
she
she
paid
paid
twice.
for the board on your horse. She told me numerous times that she's paid towards your rent, for your clothes, towards your medical bills, towards all of your life. She's
still paying a
you.
school loan.
Why is this an issue? Who got
Well,
what?
it doesn't matter. The
What do you
point
wanna say?
is,
I don't understand what the difference is. Who cares
Well,
who got what? Is anybody keeping score?
Apparently
Well,
so.
my kids
Everybody's
got
keeping
some of
score,
the
and it's
money.
added up to 72-9.
I have heard so many things that I cannot believe.
Good act, Barbara. Good act.
Yeah, well,
Where's
you
the
know.
acting coming from?
Oh, I wonder, Carol.
Yeah.
Real embarrassed, aren't we?
No.
That this came out? Come on.
That's why I'm here. I want everybody to know you're the liar.
Guess what?
I don't have to guess.
Let me hear from Switzerland over here.
They're so opposed, and this fighting between Linda and Barbara has been going on all their life. It's very hurtful to me, and it's very upsetting because our family is very small, and we're all we have.
But you know that this has gotten to a point where it is fracturing this family.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have said that you believe that your sister Linda is greedy and dishonest.
Coming from somebody who queens in that.
You said that growing up, she was hanging out drinking with a motorcycle gang. You were listening. You were listening to Mozart and playing a violin.
Yeah, we were like Oscar and Felix.
Oh,
really.
God, hanging out with them.
Yeah.
What gang was that?
You said she pressed very hard to get Virginia to live with her.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah,
I pressed her all her life. The woman was always at my house every Christmas. The woman bought us school clothes when we were kids. The woman bought my children school clothes. It's called reciprocating.
Do you believe that the will is forged? Or do you think she
believe that's a
manipulated
distinct-
her into changing it?
I think it's either or. I think that's
So you think
really
the document could actually be forged?
possibly.
Barbara's world.
Okay, well, you're in Dr. Phil's world now, and I'm going to have questions for everybody here. Today, we're talking to family members who are having a fight over the money, a fight over the will. Now, Barbara wrote in because she feels like her younger sister Carol was unfairly cut out of the family will. Now, Barbara says she cannot imagine why her aunt would change the trust unless it was their older sister Linda's doing. Now, Fran, Barbara's mom, says all this bickering between the girls just needs to stop.
The whole incident with in Virginia's estate and listening to the bickering going back and forth was very disturbing. Barbara's so funny and she's so talented, but you could just turn around and reach for a glass of water, and when you turn back, she'll zap you with something terrible, and then it turns into turmoil. Linda took Aunt Virginia into her home to care for her. Linda gave this dying woman all the care you could give a dying person. So, of course, I'm on the side of Linda. Barbara, I'm not even sure she visited Virginia even once. I'm going to expose somebody. Initially, Carol was getting most of the estate. She went to see Aunt Virginia and asked her for a loan on her inheritance. After that incident, Virginia redid her will and had it divided in 6 equal parts, including the 2 grandchildren. I think Aunt Virginia did right changing the will. She realized that divide it evenly and there'll be no hassle. And it's still a hassle. It's not about the money anymore. Now it's a battle of egos. They all have their money. I don't understand why it isn't just left alone and everybody go about your business.
So your mother, with no first-hand knowledge, just by what she's been told, seems to think that you asked for an advance on the inheritance, upset your aunt, and she changed everything.
Well, I
Is
don't
that
understand.
because Linda's programmed your mother to feel that way?
I haven't spoken to my mother at all about this. She's never even asked me about it. So she's only heard it from Linda.
Right.
So you told her?
Sure.
Okay.
I
Well,
have-
you know that she doesn't, Carol doesn't have a real high opinion of you right now.
Oh, she rarely had a high opinion of me. She gets her information from Barbara.
In fact, you said
My
that
sister, I know her, I'm sorry.
you said Linda stabbed you in the back when you realized that she was a liar. In fact, you said Linda is a backstabbing. that I never want to see again. She is an up, and I'm going to kick her ass.
Oh, that's immature. No,
shaking.
immature. Oh, hey, I'm scared.
Yeah, I said that.
Why would you say that about your
She
sister?
hurt me. She lied about the whole thing. She started the
information from.
No, it's just a whole series of lies. And just the initial lie about me asking for money. First of all, I don't need the money.
According to your other sister here, Barbara says that you are a sociopathic, fat.
Right.
Now, seriously,
email.
It's printed out and handed to him.
We did a lot of angry emails back and
Yes.
forth.
I just have a question for anybody. Anybody miss Virginia?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I mean, we've interviewed all four of y'all, everybody, top, side, and bottom, every way possible.
I took care of her.
Ain't a one of you said anything about, hey, I'd give it all up if I could have my aunt back. I mean, is this all about the money, or do you miss your aunt?
I don't think it's about the money. I think it's an issue of these two hating each other forever. I said, if my aunt changed her will, it was her business. It's her money, and she can do with it what she likes. I don't believe she was manipulated ever.
But you have to understand that it kind of fails the smell test from somebody just looking from the outside in. When she has a will that's been set a certain way for a long period of time, then she moves in with you, and then in a very short period of time, the will is changed, and your children are added. So you have to understand that
Okay,
doesn't
I
pass
can
the
do
smell.
that,
That,
yes.
that can smell funny.
Okay, so do you want to know?
Did you take her to the lawyer?
No, I did not. She took herself.
Were you there with her when she was
No,
at the lawyer?
no, I was not.
She met alone and talked to the lawyer?
She went in one of those medical vans and her aide. The only thing that my husband gave her was the elder attorney that handled my mother-in-law's estate. She took it upon herself to call him, to take the I don't know what they call medical vans
Yeah,
with
we
the
got you,
health
we
aide.
got you. But you got her the lawyer.
She went there and I don't have any vested interest in this man.
She didn't get this lawyer out of the phone book.
you gotta
Y'all
hear the
provided
whole
her.
story.
Y'all provided the
Yeah,
information.
right.
And she went and changed it. And all of a sudden, instead of passing the money on to her children, she all of a sudden included yours.
If they had children, it would have been split between their children as well. I never set out to do anything. I have told her all along, anytime you want to come live with us or in the area, if you feel the need to be near family, you're more than willing. She chose to move up by me, got sick, ended up in the hospital, ended up in a nursing home, wanted to get out of the nursing home. Where is she going to go? Barbara didn't offer, Carol didn't offer, Patty didn't offer. Well, you know what? Maybe she didn't want to go by you. So she came to my house.
Today we're talking to people who are having a fight over the family will. Now, Barbara says that her Aunt Virginia's will was all set to be divided among the four sisters, with the youngest one getting the most. But when Aunt Virginia passed away, the will was split 6 ways to also include her sister Linda's 2 children. Now, Barbara thinks her sister must have influenced the aunt to change the will. Linda says this is typical Barbara, who always jumps the gun.
Patricia and I are very close. Linda and I are very close. Barbara and I are on and off.
My mother took alliances to Linda. My mother has called me a troublemaker and a shrew.
My first memory of Barbara is trying to push her head through the slats in a playpen.
The people in my family think of me as the big troublemaker.
It's not like you're a troublemaker. It's just you like to speak your piece and make everybody face reality. What's at the heart of this fight is Barbara hating Linda.
This is before Barbara could talk. See how I'm smiling?
In one of the emails that I remember the most, Barbara called Linda a sociopathic fat bitch.
Whenever Barbara had perceived somebody as being wrong in something, she would just not talk to them for a year or more. I've spent a couple of years with Barbara not talking to me.
Barbara and I didn't speak for 5 years. Why? To this day, I'm not really sure.
When Barbara and I aren't talking, it hurts me. It was Mother's Day several years ago. I didn't even get a Mother's Day card. That hurt.
Carol is the other one that hasn't received the wrath of Barbara.
It's like a bouncing ball. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. I'm getting worn out. It's enough already.
Are you the troublemaker here?
Here, yeah, I'm definitely the pot stirrer because I want some answers. I want to raise some questions. All I want to know is why. But in my family, if you raise questions, you're the troublemaker.
Without asking for the facts.
But see, you were out of this will that existed. You were going to get $10,000. You got $62,900 more than you were going to get if the old will was in place. So what's your beef?
I just want to know if there was an injustice done.
Injustice to who?
Probably injustice to Carol, and if my aunt was manipulated in any way, I think that's morally wrong. It just bothers me. The whole
But
thing
you,
just
you
stinks.
got like a 600-700% increase here
Yeah.
in what you were going to get. So you made out financially better.
How often did you call your aunt? How often did you see her? Twice. Once in the nursing home.
I'm not going to debate this. I don't
Yeah,
think
no,
it's relevant.
but I mean, that's
don't
how
think it's
concerned she
relevant.
is about the aunt.
Well,
she never
actually,
visited.
well,
never called.
actually,
In fact, the last call that was made was from her husband, who said, "Well, I guess."
Well, don't look at me if you got something to say.
I guess you're not going to see your niece Barbara ever again. Nice thing to tell a dying woman.
That's a lie.
No, I was standing there,
Oh,
Barbara.
my
It was on
God.
speaker.
Oh, my
she's
God.
so dramatic.
When I heard that,
My God.
Dramatic, God.
Oh,
Don't give anybody a
please.
chance to talk.
I can't,
Shut up.
I can't believe
Oh,
the
you know what?
lies.
Do the quiet one. Shut
All right, now,
up.
wait,
And
all
when
right.
Aunt Virginia was-
What is it about the kettle that you think is so dramatic?
If she would base her situation, her questions and everything on any kind of fact, she would have an inkling as to what went on.
Does anybody agree on anything here? You
I
heard her
was in the
husband
room.
say, you're
Yes,
never going to see her again. You're
because
standing
my
on the
aunt
speaker
is
box.
hard of hearing, and she had it on speaker.
Okay, so you heard it.
You're never going to see
Were
her
you there?
again.
I was standing there when Tim found out he was fired as executor. I'm pretty sure this is the
wasn't-
conversation.
no, it was
and
after
so my
that.
husband said to Virginia, "You realize I can't help you anymore.
Oh,
I'm not
stop.
executor.
I'm worried.
There's nothing more I can do, Aunt Virginia." And that's when she just said, "Don't worry, everything will be
Yeah,
all
but that's not
right."
the conversation I was talking about. The conversation was later on.
Do you care about your sister?
I do.
Do you care about her? I mean, y'all talk about each other like you just absolutely hate each other.
Well, I think we hate each other now.
No, I just hate the situation.
We just finally got back on track.
Yeah.
Why do you have such angst about her? I mean, you were
It's
supposedly...
about the lies. It's all about the lies. The fact that she lied, I feel like I've been deceived,
Another one
backstabbed.
that never, I can't say never. Called
to
her
Dan,
three or
talk to
twice. Three or four times she called her, came down twice. And other than that,
Florida,
didn't
she's
call
up
her
in
weekly.
Syracuse, New
She
York.
pays for your airfare.
Yeah, like I can take off work every week.
How about Friday night to Sunday? She's paying for the airfare.
Boy, I'm just wondering how I can wangle an invite to Thanksgiving at their house. I mean, this is... I've been talking to four sisters, actually listening to four sisters, fighting over the family will. Barbara says that her Aunt Virginia's will got changed before her death. She says once her aunt moved near her sister Linda, the money flowed freely in Linda's direction. Now, the two sisters haven't spoken in months. Now, Scott Schomer is a Los Angeles-based attorney who deals with probate, wills, trust, conservatorships in his daily practice. He says there were some ways that Linda could have really safeguarded herself against these allegations. Why do you call it the perfect crime, Scott?
It's because Aunt Virginia's not with us anymore. She's not here anymore to defend herself. All we have is a document and a set of circumstances. It's easy to cast aspersions at somebody. In Linda's defense, it's not unnatural for people to feel a lot of, thankfulness to people that have helped them through hard times. So in many ways, this is not unusual. But on the other hand, if she's the only one that has access to the elderly person, Aunt Virginia, that's the problem.
Well, for example, this will, as I understand it, or some of the ancillary instruments at least, said that if there were transactions over $1,000 that they had to be approved.
For power of attorney.
And you wrote 13 checks just under
Well, there weren't
$1,000.
13.
Well,
Let me
actually,
get,
there were 13 checks.
Oh, okay. So maybe there were.
Just under $1,000.
Can I tell you why?
That's what I'm trying to get
Okay.
to, rather than the
The
seminar.
power of attorney isn't invoked unless she's declared incompetent. She was never declared incompetent. When I asked her,
Didn't you
how do
say you
want me
wrote
to handle
13 checks just under
She
$1,000
couldn't
so you didn't
write.
activate the process?
No, so I didn't have to put up with his arguing.
You know what I just said?
In different words, I guess. I didn't want to have. He
Well, I mean,
said
come
I
on,
had
you're
to ask
talking around.
permission.
You're talking around this. I'm just. And I'm not. Listen. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I don't know. There was a $1,000 cutoff. If you wrote a check over $1,000, it was subject to review.
Right.
And then you started to give me a legal seminar about why that wasn't a fact. But I mean, common sense. That's basically what it said. You wrote 13 checks in the final,
Okay.
not the hours, but in the end of her life.
No,
you
I
wrote
wrote building the room that she was.
You wrote
gonna live
13
in.
checks just
Right.
under
Okay.
$1,000,
Right.
and you said to our producers, you said I stopped short of the $1,000.
So
I'd break
you
it
have
up
to
so
deal
I
with it.
didn't have to deal with it.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that just seems to me manipulative. I don't know. I mean, call
No,
me silly,
my
but it
aunt-
just seems like that's.
My aunt
Less
had
than
a short
genuine.
period of time in which to get out of there. She wanted to get out of there, and we had to do it in 4 to 6 weeks.
Does that pass the smell test, Scott?
It does not, Dr. Phil. I think you're absolutely right. There's a reason they put these standards in here, and she's obviously working on a way to get around it.
Isn't the bottom line here that you say this is perfect crime because it's just probably not much these guys can do about this if they think something went wrong?
I think that's correct, Dr. Phil.
You never know. You can go file papers and you can take it to court. But bottom line, there's probably not a hell of a lot you can do about this.
No,
if you think
no.
something's been done wrong about it. The question becomes, can I resolve the money matter here? No. I don't know. Would you sell your sister for $72,900?
No.
I mean, come on. You guys, I'm one of those people that kind of does believe in karma. And I don't know. I hear people fighting over money, and I just get this visual in my head of vultures picking a carcass. And I go, it's just really distasteful to me. Your aunt lived her life. she did what she did. The money has been distributed. Everybody benefited in a windfall fashion. Isn't there some point at which you say, you know what, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to cheapen myself by spending the rest of my life being bitter towards my sister over some money that's gone. I mean, it's just...
Not in this family.
But Dr. Phil, it's not about the money. Between me and Linda, it's not about the money.
We always got along until then. Until it was the money.
You
Until
can't
I
even
heard
agree on
about
why
the
you
money.
currently hate each other. And what I'm saying is, look, family is family. And, you know, money comes and money goes. You can get more money. You didn't have any entitlement to any of this money anyway. This is a total windfall. Somebody lived their life, they worked, they saved, and then they died before they could spend it all. And now, so I mean, what difference does it make? Can't you just put that behind you and decide, okay, look, I'm going to try to do something to take the high ground here. I'm going to try to be, you know, this situation, like so many I deal with, needs a hero. It needs a hero. It needs somebody to stand up and say, you know what, I'm not going to react. You know, you can call each other names and drama queens and manipulators and stuff, but the point is, life is too short, and you guys are going to miss so much fighting over this money. You've said really ugly things about your sister. You've said really ugly things about your sister. And you're just kind of there going, yeah, I don't want to hear it. At this point, I think you've got the best strategy of the whole thing. I'm serious. You know, you're saying, I'm not going to go there. The money will be gone soon if it's not already. You'll spend it. It'll be absorbed by life. And you'll be right back where you were before you got this windfall. But will you have the relationship with each other? And I wish you would. I hope you do.
How do you get past the hurt
It's a
and
choice.
the lies? And,
It's a
you know,
choice. It's a choice. I mean, it absolutely, I can talk to you about it till I'm blue in the face, but it's a choice. You just have to decide, I'm not going to put my energy there. I'm going to decide to let this go. It's your choice. You can embrace it. You can become a prisoner of bitterness and resentment and anger and victim city, or you can just say, you know, I'm going to live my life and be happy, and I'm going to wish everybody in my family well. It's a choice, and adults can make those choices. Just think about it.
So this fight was wild. All of these sisters seem to be at each other's throats all over this money, and the one sister, Linda, who, you know, she moved the aunt in, and then pretty soon after she changed the will. That does seem really suspicious. And the expert that Dr. Phil was speaking with also says that it seems suspicious. So I guess I can understand why the other sisters are angry about it, but there's nothing they can do. And it also seems like these issues were there before Aunt Virginia died. So perhaps they need to figure out why they have such contentious relationships with each other. I don't even know what's going on with Barbara. She seems like a wild card or something. I can't tell if she's just the truth teller or if she's a terrible person. I have no clue. But pretty much all of them seem to be fighting amongst each other except the one sister who's Switzerland. But what did you guys think about this? Do you think that Linda was shady? Do you think that she pressured on Virginia to change the will? Why is Barbara here participating in this fight when she got a lot of extra money as a result of this change? What do you think is the truth here, and what do you think these sisters should do moving forward for their relationship? Let me know. Drop it in the comments.